So look at the agenda. We're going through very briefly the Xerox company, how it looks like today, what kind of information we get from customer side, from the industry analyst, and then compare what kind of challenges usually we face in the office and what kind of solutions exist for them to overcome these challenges, to find the solutions for us and for each of the customers. Then we will share our proven approach, how do we proceed all this process of management services, what kind of solutions we provide, and what kind of benefits you can get from that. At the end of the presentations, we're going to show real case studies which have been implemented already in both the countries. So it will be quite close business cases, not from some European countries, it's quite close from here. And then you can see what kind of benefits you could take from these cases, what kind of ideas you could implement in your office environment. If to look to the Xerox, most of you probably know that Xerox is one of the world's leading companies. It has history for more than 100 years already. This company introduced first copy machine in the market, and during the whole history have been implementing different kind of technology solutions and products, which helps to increase efficiency in the work and makes our life easier in the office. Today we have more than 130,000 employees over the 160 countries all over the world, and the 22 billion sales revenue makes us the world's largest enterprise for business process and document management. The interesting point is that from this revenue, $22 billion, 50% coming from the services. It means the services is becoming more and more actual topic, not only worldwide, but from our experience from the Baltic region, it's also here. What is different in Xerox range in comparison with the other market players? So I should say that Xerox has the broadest portfolio of document technology. We have solutions for every office, from the smallest one, middle size, to the biggest office. We have solutions for office environment as well as for the printing industry environment. We have digital solutions for digital printing houses, as well as different robot scanners for libraries, and also management services, which we represent here locally. So our expertise in document management and Xerox Lean Six Sigma methodology helps customers to spend less and do more at the same time. And also a very big advantage is that Xerox has local office in both the countries with resources available for consultancy, help, and assistance in each step of the project development. If you would like to get more detailed information about Xerox and our offerings and products, you can always visit Xerox.com, and here you'll see everything what we can offer here in our markets. In Baltic region, as I told, we have office. It's based in Riga, in Latvia, and we operate here via an indirect business model. We have authorized partners who are certified, trained on sales and service, so they can provide high-level services all over the region. From the business models which we implement here locally, as I mentioned, we have product portfolio from small machines, printers, multifunctional devices, for small office, middle size of office, large corporations, and also for printing houses. And management services is the area which is really expanding quite actively. And also on the top of all our solutions, we have paper, which is a complementary product to have in the office and to print on Xerox paper. Important thing is to say that Atea now is also part of our partner group, and BMK, which really has quite big experience in this area, in Lithuania, became part of Atea. So now we have one Baltic partner for management services development in this region. And a few words about Atea. So you know Atea quite well. It's quite a large company based in all three Baltic countries. We have offices in Tallinn, Vilnius, and Riga. We have more than 500 employees and has 68 million euro turnover this year. And BMK, as already told, is part of Atea Group. and Vykintas will share later on experience from business development in this region. Now we'll go to the managed print services, the part with the presentation which we're focusing on. And if you look to your office, each of you, and we try to analyze what is important in the office, how much does it cost for us to print? Usually with the printing is related to quite many aspects. How to purchase the equipment, printer, how much it costs to install it, to network it, then fix breaks, supply the consumables, and always have the optimal possibilities and functionality. And very often, people do not know really how much it costs for them. And there is independent research companies, EDC, which made research in the market, and they draw a conclusion that usually for the companies, it costs between 3 to 5% total revenue, which related with the managing documents. So if you look deeper to each of your company turnover, try to imagine the figures. You can even divide them by 2 to make it smaller. It's still quite enormous figures, which is an opportunity for saving and improving. So that's very personal and individual approach, but you can try to imagine if it's important for you and how we can help you to identify the opportunities for saving in this area. If we look to the other research companies, which are few in this industry, what they are telling, basically more or less information is similar. Some of them, as InfoTrend, even tell that it's still 6% can these expenses reach, but it also very much depends what kind of business company is involved, how large is administration, office, how many prints they print, and what kind of infrastructure they have. So basically it shows that really there is an area which we can improve, and as the research shows, the average is possible to save approximately 28% in annual costs if you employ the managed print services in your company. If we look to the actual issues which customers face, it does not depend very much on the region, geographical. These actual questions are more or less similar in each of the region and in each of the company. So it starts from the cost reduction. Very often customers are asking how we can reduce our costs, how we can manage our fleet, how we have optimal equipment range, functionality which we really need, how we can improve our productivity and have safer printing in the company. Mobile printing is becoming more and more actual. So all these questions are really part of our life. And if you look to this listed, actual topics, probably you will see what is also actual and for you. And then when we look to the departments, each department has their own issues. For example, IT people, they usually are looking to have more time to manage their key IT projects, which grow the business. If we look to the CFO or CEO, they're looking always to the bottom line and looking for possibilities how to improve the bottom line, where they can save and have more profit which can generate the company. How the saved money can be invested into the business growth area and have more possibility for the company to grow. And financing, accounting people, usually they're looking for possibility to control the costs and have transparency. How much we spend on consumables and other issues with the management services related. And in order to overcome all these challenges, here management services can help, because they have a package of different services, starting from the multi-vendor device management and asset optimization. Then we have also quite good management of suppliers and consumables, break-fix services, proactive monitoring, which helps to keep always equipment in the operating mode. And also we have single point of contact. We have one call, one invoice, and one service center, which is servicing everything which is required in printing area. Of course, it's not easy to achieve. We should go through the change management process. We should implement some optimization things, Of course, people will not have personalized printers on each table. It will be centralized. But on the other side, it generates a lot of advantages for the company and for the people themselves. And if you look to this picture, you'll see what are the main players in the market in this industry. And why is Xerox the one player who would be preferred for? So a few years in a row, Xerox has been identified as a leader in this managed printing services. And this data, again, is gathered by independent resource. It's Gartner Magic Quadrant. You can look on the internet, on Google, and you will find all this data. Very comprehensive report. And it is based on direct feedback from extensive interviews with the customers. And it shows how the company is delivering results today, as well as its preparation to deliver results in the future. So we see the main players and where they are positioned on this place. And very often we have the question how much we can save. If we implement managed print services, how much we can save. It's really depending on each company, how big it is, how many prints do they make, how many locations they have per country. But on average, and our experience shows the same, we can save between 20 and 30% of the current running cost. And that's really a lot. And what kind of advantages customer can have? So we can meet the challenges in the office and help to control costs and manage them, to achieve better productivity and availability of functionality, influence environmental sustainability, and have higher security. If we go to the cost control, once we select the optimized solution, we have the equipment placed, which really has efficient running costs, which has required functionality for your particular office, for your particular needs. In such projects, we very often manage few brands, not only one brand. It does not mean that Xerox will come and change now all the equipment only to Xerox. If you have equipment after assessment stage, which is really new, which is really efficient, has good running costs, usually it's left just it's included in the project and managed centrally. We can also minimize capital cost and investment, because in such projects, one of the options is not to buy and invest anything. The provider can place all machines and then charge only per click. So it depends how much prints you make. You just pay per click, and everything else you can get free of charge, including infrastructure, equipment, software, monitoring, reporting, everything. So it's also one of the possible business models there. We use smart devices and software, which helps us monitor all the statuses, all the functionality which you have, and then help you to give advices for the improvement. And in such case, it's very much simplified billing and invoicing, because you don't need to have few suppliers write different bills or invoices for different services. You have one single point, and you have one invoicing system. At the same time, such solution would increase productivity. And then you can shift your resources to the more important projects which your company can make, to the mission-critical business assignments. Also, you can optimize technology with ongoing device management and save money with centralized cost and reporting. The machines in the office usually have such features as duplex, scanning, printing, faxing in one device. It has very user-friendly interfaces, and all such kind of small things, it helps again to increase productivity, as you don't need to wait or to work with different devices for the same feature to be produced. Or for example, they have possibility to make concurrent jobs at the one time. So you can print and you can scan at the same time, with the same device. Enhanced security. With the equipment, you can easily have much more secure of your documents. if the system is implemented with the follow-me printing, you can print only with the ID cards when you authorize yourself next to the concrete device, and then nobody else can take your prints and walk away. So always you will be on the safe side that you print what you want. Encryption of the documents and the data is possible on each machine as well as in the network. So with all these possibilities, you can increase security of the document. In some cases, as banks and insurance companies, it's very vital part of the requirements. It's very important to have this high security. This also depends case by case. And the work of Greener, in the last years, this subject becomes more and more actual. So basically, once such kind of managed printing system is integrated, you always have the most new equipment which has energy saving, toner saving mode, paper saving. You have less equipment because after such projects, there is optimization done and centralization approach. So usually you have less equipment, less consumption of electricity. It makes also your office much more greener. Besides that, Xerox has unique products, color tubes, which has 90% less wastage in comparison with the laser machine. So it dramatically increases your approach to the green office. And now we can look to the stages through which we'll go when we implement these projects. So everything starts from the assessment. The first stage is to assess current stage and to identify what is the current stage in your office, to collect the data, to make the fact-based audit. What kind of equipment do you have? How much total cost of ownership you have currently? What are your specific needs in this particular area? And then, collecting this data, we make evaluation of the current situation which you have. After that, we make the design of the new potential stage, how it would look like. And in this design stage, we propose at least two scenarios, which can be very aggressive and less aggressive, optimization-based. And of course, together then we sit and discuss and find the arguments why would we propose you this or that scenario, what it could save for you, what kind of advantages you would get, and then together we decide if you agree or you would like to add something different. And after that design stage, if you agree on that, we can move to the third stage, which is implementation, during which we implement the agreed-to-design scenario. We support your staff, make the training, go through the change management process together, and then you have this solution based on management services. And after that, this constant cooperation is going on. It does not mean that we just implement the solution and we are gone. Really, it's only the common work starts because we constantly monitor the results, gather the statistics, give advices on further improvement of the process. And year by year, you're improving your situation depending on the current state, on the desired state, on your extension. But basically, it's possible to improve for further years as well. And now I would like to give watch to Vykintas. He will show you these practical cases, what was implemented, and what kind of advantages the customers got.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vykintas Stakėnas. I am from Lithuania. So now I'm responsible in Atea for managed services development in Baltic states. So today I will tell you a bit from practice, what do we do and what results which we achieved in Lithuania in implementing managed print services. So when we started it in 2008-2009 during the crisis. And why? It was the best offer. Who can refuse to save from 20 to 30% in their printing environment when the crisis is coming? So actually, maybe it was very good timing, or it was very good offer, but we were successful, and actually we became a leader providing such a services in Lithuania. So I will show you several case studies, what we implemented in different companies, what we achieved, the results, and also an offer, what can we do for you here in Estonia. So short wrap up about what Asta was telling. Actually, like she told, we are very flexible in providing these services, and normally we can start from simply managing your current multi-vendor fleet. And from this time, you are getting immediately benefits like a single point of contact for service. You are getting automated meter reads, reporting, proactive service support. And what is very important, you are getting status about your current printing costs. Because if we want to improve and to lower the cost, we need to understand very well what we have now. If we don't have this step, like, okay, I know that I am printing 1 million pages a month, and I'm spending certain amount of money, so I cannot reduce my costs. And this is the most difficult information to collect fast. And afterwards, of course, we can move step by step in optimizing fleet and adding new services. So our work, our activities are aligned to the customer priorities. Reducing costs. This is 90% of cases which we get questions from the customers. It's normal, it's beginning stage of the managed print services in Baltic countries. And first of all, when companies think about implement managed print services, the main goal is reduce my cost. Improve productivity. Yes, it's always good. And the main value here is device supplies and also working machine in the field. There are no long periods when machines are waiting for the service or for the supplies. Security, several types of customers have different security issues, and we're using different software solutions to provide, to manage these security issues, starting from data encryption and finishing by locking the machines, or follow me printing, follow me scanning solutions. And innovation, better service. What we're providing here, so we are providing mobile print solutions. So now more and more companies has issues with mobile printing when users are coming with mobile phones, laptops, and we need to print. So we have solutions where you can do it without IT support. So several implemented case studies. So first, it's financial sector. It's SEB Bank in Lithuania case, and we started it in 2009. And the objective from the customer which we got was, okay, we need to save our cost and improve productivity. So what do we do? First of all, we made assessment. Actually, what we did, we just took 3 branches, head office, back office, and branch, customer service branch, and we analyzed 2 or 3 months, what do we do there. So we analyzed how much we print, what processes we use, what were the costs for supplies, what were the costs for equipment, for service labor, how did they purchase the supplies, how they made logistics of supplies. We analyzed the data and we got the results, which we provided them that, okay, your printing cost now is certain amount of money per page, and you are printing this amount of pages in different offices. So afterwards, we can duplicate it to similar branches and to see the full view of the customer. And we proposed optimization. So we proposed to centralize the equipment, but of course in very wise way. We mainly centralized equipment in head office and back office, and of course where the customers are coming and where you cannot leave, so we left a small working place optimization plan. And we started implementation and results delivered. So after 2 years, we discovered that we achieved our target, which was an objective for us to reduce the cost. The costs were 25% lower than before. So believe me, it's a huge amount of money for a big organization. The size of this bank in Lithuania, so we have, I think, around 76 or 80 branches all around the Lithuania, and it's one of the biggest banks here. Also, we implemented a SafeQ solution for secure print and scanning, which allowed the customer to move from authentication at every machine via this Active Directory account. So it saved a lot of money for the customer, for the users. They could easily and secure scan their documents directly to the email. And reduced their IT workload because we implemented the solution that we get the reports via online reports about the status of the machines, about supplies at the machines, and we are delivering it directly to the branches, so their IT support do not have to take too much care on it. And also reduce the total printing volume. So this is also the really good place to save the costs. It's just to reduce the volume. Because when you're reducing the volume, you're reducing also the spendings on paper, on energy. You don't need such a high-end equipment, and so on. So, how it was achieved? So, like I told, first step was infrastructure optimization. We removed really more than half of their printing fleet. And we centralized the printing to the more efficient devices, which print really, really cheaper than devices were before. And also, like I told, we integrated Follow Me printing and Follow Me scanning solution, which reduced the total printing volume. They received new services also within this reduction. So it was like a double reduction because we reduced the cost and received additional services. So we got a better SLA than we had before with one-point contact, and also remote management of their MFPs and printers. Next case, which I want to show you, It's an insurance company. This is RSA Group company. I think we have an insurance company here in Estonia too. So it's the biggest insurance company in Lithuania. We have around 1,200 employees and more than 100 offices spread around Lithuania. Their objective was even more simple than in the bank. They said, we want to achieve significant savings. We were trying to say them, okay, we'll do savings, let's increase productivity, let's change functionality. No. First step, just savings. And yes, stages were the same. We made an analysis of the current situation and current printing costs and proposed optimization. Actually, they did not want to, they did not ask to, not want to. But anyway, we changed and optimized their printing fleet. We offered for them a printing policy, like how they should organize their printing environment, what type of machines to use, and what type of functionality. So actually, with this project, we increased the functionality, and every employee got the same functionality at the working place. And the results delivered were very nice. It was 1/3 achieved in cost saving. Of course, what is next? I don't think that we will achieve more savings here, but now we have a very good chance to do functionality increase in next years without the same cost. So, how we achieved it? Also, we implemented a standard working place solution like printing policy, and we helped IT department with this because their IT manager told us, you know, I was asking, how do you choose when to provide a printer to the users? He says, you know, it's very simple. They ask me every day, and I am always refusing. And when I cannot refuse, I buy it. When the fleet is growing up, and they had really too much equipment, excess equipment, which cost them a lot of money. So we reduced the number of machines in field, in the office, by 50%. Half of the fleet was took away. We bought it from the customer, and we utilized it because it was non-efficient. It was very high priced for service and very difficult to service. It's very difficult to track, to monitor it. There is no use of it. So we removed it, and the customers did not users did not complain, actually. Also, we improved an SLA, service conditions. We implemented remote management of MFP and consumables. So the same, we received direct logistics without their IT support. Remote meter reading and consolidated invoices and reporting. This is also a very important part that actually when you have consolidated invoices and reporting, you can distribute the cost to the departments which are really using the equipment. Because normally what we find in the organizations, printing costs are going to administrative department or it goes to IT department. Sometimes they are buying directly all the departments separately, but when there is a lot of cost in purchasing, there is a lot of cost in logistics. So this is also a very important part which customer receives implementing managing print services. What more projects did we implement during the last 3 years? So main customers, of course, were in finance. We have 3 banks fully implemented. We have several leasing companies. In utilities, we have city service, one big company all around Lithuania, security, project management, distribution, insurance, infrastructure, consulting. Also, we have several projects which are running in government companies, and they are even more interesting, and the savings are even more high out there. Of course, there are some more issues regarding the purchasing procedures. But in government institutions, we really find very, very interesting data when we are providing the assessment and searching for numbers inside the organization. I will jump very, very back. This is empty office. How do you think, how many printers we find in such an office? 1. Normally, when we make assessment, it's, I think, from 10 to 20. Yeah? Because most of the customers would have on every second desk a printer on the table, when they would have some 1 or 2 copy machines and 1 or 2 fax machines in such an office. And this is the standard situation in Lithuania. So by our view, there is really enough 1 or 2 machines for centralized printing with security print function. And of course, if there are some places where you need to give a direct service to the end user, to the customer, and you cannot leave the table, there should be a printer. Okay, so service provider. If you decide to choose a managed print service provider, what should you be looking for? There is not such a popular service in Baltic countries. For example, in Lithuania, there are 2 companies which are providing actually managed print services for the customers. There are, I think, around 5 or 7 companies who sell and service the office equipment, and sometimes we try to provide managed print services, but it finishes like, okay, you buy the machine or you rent the machine, and this is your cost. So first of all, I would recommend to search the provider who has already several success stories in implementing such a cases, and who has know-how from industry, from other vendors, for example, like Xerox or HP or Canon. Why can we help to achieve cost saving and increase productivity? So what do we have? We have experience, lots of successful implemented projects. Xerox are implementing it worldwide. We, as a company, BMK, Atea, implementing them here in Baltic states. Actually, we have some small starting projects in Estonia too. We are starting from assessments. We are started to work in Latvia also. We are assessing several companies in Latvia too. We have knowledge, Xerox methodology. This is worldwide known methodology, just I was telling about. And we have people. So actually we have a motivation. This is our core business. This is what we do. This is how we earn and money. So of course, next question, how can we start it? Normally I would say, okay, if someone is offering to reduce costs, like Asta was telling, 20 to 30%, why shouldn't I do this? And I never find an answer. Normally I should. I would like to reduce my costs at home, like by 20%. I would go for some holiday. So, how we see the next steps? I would really, really recommend for you to sign for assessment process for your current printing infrastructure. So what you need to do, you just need to leave the business card for me, for Asta, or at the Xerox booth, or to fill in some certain request for Atea here in Estonia. And I promise we will contact you and we will start assessment project until 2012, end of 2012. And about 2 to 3 months later on, you will receive information about the printing costs, printing volume, printing fleet status in your organization. So this would be a very good start for you to make a decision further on. If you want to increase, to reduce your cost, you want to change something, or you want just to stay as you are. And afterwards, if you like, we can help to increase your office productivity and to control the costs. There are certain assessments which I'm not mentioning in the presentation, but really were assessments when we came to the customer office. We make assessment, we give the figures, and we say, you know, your printing fleet is really good. I cannot offer you anything to improve. I can improve your service, I can improve your productivity, but the costs, sorry, they are down. So really, it is possible, but the customers likes it also very much because they know that they are managing their print fleet very well. So here are the contacts of Asta and mine. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss, you need some consultancy, please send us an email, call us. I will be here in Estonia really often, so we can discuss and we can start managing the printing fleet. In the booth, Xerox booth, we have a brochure about Xerox partner print services. So if you want, you can take it, and it's really interesting to read. So thank you. If you have any questions, I will be out there. And thank you.